years old, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And then, a couple of years back, in Atlanta, Georgia, I went online and saw kids singing. And I moved that kid to Atlanta, Georgia.
Before Scooter Braun would represent some of the world's biggest talent, including Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato, Psy, Black Eyed Peas, Lil Dicky, and more.
Wait, I want to surprise Justin. Surprise, and I'm going to do it on Daybreak. Go on. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Trust me. I'm going to make you very happy right now. You promise me. You don't? Craig David. Huge Craig David fan.
Before Scooter would make Time's list of the 100 most influential people in the world at the age of 33 back in 2013, before Scooter would clock in over 3 million followers on Instagram and almost 4 million on Twitter at the time of this recording, not bad for an old guy.
You got it. You're trading.
This is it. I'm going the extra distance. I'm going the extra distance.
I know right out the gate a lot of you kids you'll overlook this video because Scooter Braun, well, he's more of a man behind the music. But when you really think about it, this dude has been one of the most powerful and successful men in music over the past decade. And love him, like Justin Bieber, or hate him, like Taylor Swift, well, you gotta give the man his credit. A white Jewish kid with dreams of basketball stardom, well, he landed himself in Atlanta, Georgia, and worked his way into the world of hip-hop. Now, it probably helps that he grew up with two brothers who were adopted from Africa. That's just my guess. Now, like a lot of people we cover here on this channel, well, Scooter, he was quick to see the opportunities that lied on the internet, and he picked up his first 2 acts off of MySpace and off YouTube. Now, it just got me wondering, when the hell is someone gonna notice me? I'm ready for my next bigger gig. I've been going to the gym and everything, you know what I mean? Almost 1 billion people have watched this channel. Why hasn't Scooter called me? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden hitting you with it before they were famous on music mogul Scooter Braun. Now, we've done a few videos recently on some of Scooter's artists. I'm talking Lil Dicky. We also did an epic on Ariana Grande. But we need you guys to let us know who to document next. Now, there are a ton of artists we've never touched on, including Karlie Kloss and Martin Garrix. So we can get those done, but you guys gotta request it, you know where. All right, let's jump into this video.
Before they're famous.
Before they were famous about.
That was a pretty good video.
I like this guy. Does.
McCrudden,
Cool.
you did a great job.
Michael is never wrong.
So damn, that was cool. How did he know that? Whoa! Scooter Braun was born Scott Braun on June 18th, 1981 in New York City, New York. Now, this was to conservative Jewish parents. His father, Irvin, a dentist, and his mother, Susan, an orthodontist. So for sure that kid, he never forgot to floss. Now, his parents, they met in Budapest, Hungary, and his dad, Irvin, well, he was the son of Holocaust survivors who spent time in concentration camps.
There you go. Those are my parents. Those are my parents. They're silly guys. Look at them.
Scooter recently shared an Instagram post of him as a little kid with a caption that read, "My grandma sent me this on my B-day. What happened to this kid? The journey his life took him on was and is wild. He had no idea." Big dreamer right there. He grew up in small town Cobbs, Connecticut, population 6,000 with his 4 siblings, Liza, Cornelio, Sam, and Adam. 2 were his biological brother and sister, while 2 were adopted from Africa.
When you guys went to school the very first day, you and Cornelio came back and you were both very worried because you had books and you guys didn't speak the best English, and we were trying to figure out like what is the problem. And where they are from, you cannot take the books from your school because all the other kids need to use the books, and people kept putting books in their backpack and shoving them to the next classroom.
Now, Scott, his first fight as a kid, it came after being called an anti-Semitic slur. It was also around this time that he earned the nickname of Scooter. Now, at a first grade birthday party, there was a balloon animal entertainer named Scooter. And Scott, well, he openly shared his displeasure with the name. Well, his brother, he decided to start calling him Scooter to tease him, and as the years passed on, well, this became common practice. So much so that when Scott was playing high school basketball, well, his brother was able to get the entire crowd to chant Scooter. And well, the nickname, it stuck. Even when he was elected class president at Greenwich High School, well, he was presented to the class as Scott Scooter Braun. And back then, the dude was a bit of a stud. I mean, we found his old prom picture, take a look. Now, growing up for Scooter, basketball was everything. His dad was also his coach, and he played with his brothers, and 2 of them being adopted from Africa, well, I guess they were a pretty dominant force. They were like the ball bros of Connecticut. Now Scooter, he even had dreams of making it to the NBA, but when he started playing AU, he realized that he didn't have the God-given talent to make it all the way. Now he's played plenty of one-on-one against the Biebs in the years since, and apparently, this white guy, he's still got some game. Scooter also showed signs of his artistic side. He produced a 10-minute short film while in high school called The Hungarian Conflict, which his grandmother sent to Steven Spielberg.
Welcome to the documentary, The Hungarian Conflict, the Jews of Hungary and the Hungarian Nation. In 1945, 15-year-old Eva Wahlberg walked out of Auschwitz alive and free, orphaned and alone. I am her grandson.
In return, Steven, well, he wrote Scooter a letter in response, which now hangs framed in his Hollywood home. Now at 18, it was time to go to college, but he wasn't sure what he wanted to do with his life. He just knew he wanted to change, and he moved out to Emory University in Atlanta, where he played college basketball. This was in 2002. It was there he adopted the name of Scooter full-time. He also became a party promoter in Atlanta, and at the time, well, the clubs, they were heavily segregated. The whites, they were listening to techno and attending their own clubs. And while white kids, they weren't exactly showing up at the hip-hop clubs. And Scooter, well, all of a sudden he saw a gap in the market. Now Atlanta was rough and tough, and Scooter, he had to watch his back. There were no contracts, and everything was based off of reputation and networking. Now his access to the college kids, well, it soon got him promoting parties for acts like Ludacris and Eminem for the Anger Management Tour. Now from there, producer Jermaine Dupri, well, he offered Scooter a marketing position at So So Def Records. And then he promoted Braun to the executive director for marketing the following year. At the time, he was just 20 years old. Now around this time, Scooter, he was also said to have been offered a number of reality star gigs for his growing reputation as a party boy. But he declined all these offers because he didn't want to, he didn't want to be known as that kind of guy. By now, Scooter was no longer attending classes, but he feared telling his parents that he was considering dropping out of school. He met with an academic career counselor who told Scooter about another Emory University alumni by the name of Robert Woodruff.
This guy is going to help me be like Robert Woodruff. And at the end of it, he looks at me and he goes, and I want you to understand, stories like that are amazing, but they're 1 in a billion. So I want to get you back on the right track. And I just kind of got real quiet. It hit me that he was basically shitting on my dream. I'll never forget, I raised my hand and I said, I really understand what I have to do now, and I really appreciate you taking the time. He says, we're gonna get you back on track. I said, with all due respect, sir, I think I have to do something for myself first, so I'm withdrawing from Emory University.
A confrontation with Jermaine Dupri's mom, of all people, well, it led Scooter to losing his gig with So So Def. And from there, well, he was on his own. He got to work on his own marketing business, his own record label, and artist representation. He gave himself 13 months before he would be all out of money.
I had saved money for about 13 to 14 months before I knew I was going broke. And this was probably month 11. I had Justin and his mother. I was paying their food bills, their electric bill. I was paying everything. And I was trying to build this company. And everyone in Atlanta thought I was winning, thought I was successful. But I knew the truth. And my dad just called me to say, hey, what's up, what's going on? And one thing led to another, and I just broke down hysterically crying on the phone.
His first client was Asher Roth, who he discovered on MySpace. Then 4 months later, he made a pretty remarkable discovery. We're talking Justin Bieber. Now the video I'm about to show you, at the time, it had 60,000 views, and Justin, he was only 12. Today, that video has close to 9 million views. Now, Scooter, he was looking for the next Michael Jackson, and he saw all the potential in the world with this small-town Canadian kid. Now, Scooter, he called up Justin's mom, Patty, and he flew the pair out to Atlanta. He would soon convince them to move there full-time. Now, all of a sudden, he had Asher Roth and Justin Bieber living in rentals, and he was burning through all of his cash, hoping to make one of these two acts into a star. Now, it was Asher who first hit it big with his hit, I Love College, which is now a decade old. And we could actually make an After They Were Famous or Where Are They Now video on Asher. Let me know if that's something you want to see in the comments down below. Now, it wasn't until Justin was 15 that Scooter finally worked out a deal with LA Reid using Usher as a cosign, and the pair, they got to work. We all know what happened from there. Now, Bieber mania, it took the world by storm, and Scooter, well, he had the world's biggest pop act on his hands. Now, there were lots of records broken, millions of dollars made, and Scooter, he made Times Magazine's list for most influential people back in 2013. Now, there was also a time where Scooter, he feared Justin was gonna lose it all. And at his lowest point, well, the Biebs, he reached out to Scooter, and the two, well, they've remained close through it all. I even found a video of them wrestling. Kinda like a big brother. Now, at the time of this recording, there was some online beef, or some legal beef, contractual beef, between Scooter and Taylor Swift. Now, Scooter's media empire, SB Projects, it continued to blossom, with new ventures including Schoolboy Records, Sheba Publishing, Silent Labs, and they had television and film production. You know, Justin's biopic, Never Say Never, well, that grossed $100 million at the box office. So for the past decade, well, Scooter Braun, he's been eating good. Now, the opportunity came up for him to acquire Big Machine Label Group, which was owned by Scott Borchetta. Now, amongst a number of stars, the biggest by far is Taylor Swift, who they signed when she was just a teenager. Now, in this video, I've said some pretty positive things about Scooter, but Taylor, she had this to say. Never in my worst nightmares did I imagine the buyer would be Scooter. Anytime Scott Borchetta has heard the word Scooter Braun escape my lips, it was when I was either crying or trying not to. It looks like Taylor is gonna be making her next album about the owner of her record label. And that could be really, really awkward. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out, because this, of course, is Before They're Famous. My name is McCrudden. We make all sorts of celebrity biographies here for you on this channel. So if you're new to the club, be sure to hit subscribe. We also do the rich life, and it sounds like Scooter Braun, well, he's pretty deep in them riches. So maybe we can make for that for you next. All right, guys, it's Monday, so I'm just getting warmed up.
It's Tuesday.
End of the video.